Big round of applause, Sebastián, from the WABA project, which fits pretty well into this, right?
Thank you very much.
Also,
I want to say that Sebastián is also the founder of Somos, the NGO that was working in Villa 31 and part of the system.
Well, actually, it's good to present after Diego because he made quite a bit of the introduction to the main goal of the project that I am presenting right now. Actually, WABA.network is just a solution to many of the problems that Diego mentioned in his presentation. There are many approaches that we can follow to deal with these kinds of problems that communities face in Latin America, and WABA.network tries to address the monetary dimension of this problem. So I will just go directly to the reason why we think that many communities, at least in Latin America, fail to achieve the goals they have. Number one is lack of credit. There may be very good ideas, but find no funding to become true. Number two, misaligned incentives. You all know the concept of Nash equilibria, the idea that what is optimal at the individual level may not be optimal at the social level. And number three, external competition, which can be harmful when local businesses and local workers are defenseless against the competition of large chains. So these are the reasons why, according to our experience in the field, communities are unable to meet their goals or achieve a certain standard of living. Now, there is a traditional solution to these kinds of problems that I've just mentioned, which is called complementary currencies. Complementary currencies are a form of money that are not legal tender, so you cannot pay the national taxes with a complementary currency, but you can create a complementary currency if you want to design a form of money that performs a specific function, or if you want to encourage people to behave in a specific way. So, for instance, you can develop or create a complementary currency to encourage recycling, or to promote people to use their bikes instead of driving their cars. Or if you have a group of cooperatives that have no access to the traditional financial system, they can create a complementary currency to launch a mutual credit system. So these are different kinds of complementary currencies that already exist. In the world, we have more than 5,000 complementary currencies, and many of them are here in Europe. But still, it's not an easy task to create a complementary currency. If you want to create a complementary currency, you need to integrate a lot of tools that are not readily available for the use of communities. For instance, you have to find a way to issue money in a secure way. You have to build a marketplace where all the participants of this complementary currency system join. You have to find a way to manage and to monitor the evolution of the system, how decisions are made within this monetary system that is complementary. These are very important things that need to be taken into account when you develop a complementary currency system. And if you don't have a solution readily available, most of the communities that try to go for this idea of launching a complementary currency fail. They are not able to complete the process in a successful way. So basically, one more thing, and if they manage to integrate these different pillars of the monetary system, there is another problem, which is scalability. Most of the complementary currencies we know are successful as long as they keep small. But when many transactions start to occur, it becomes difficult to keep track of all the things that are happening in the system. And if you try to implement a software to deal with this problem, most of the cases, the software is centralized, thus subject to corruption and shutdowns. So up to now, as of this moment, there is no solution for communities that want to have a complementary currency to address the problems that I was mentioning in the beginning and that Diego was clearly defining in his presentation. So what we see in WABA.network is that communities need to have a set or a toolkit of solutions that enable them to rapidly and quickly and easily develop their own monetary systems. So what WABA.network proposes is an integrated platform where communities can create their tokens with an embedded monetary system and an embedded civic tech system or government system that allows them to rule the way in which the system works. We intend to launch this platform on the EOS infrastructure, because what we need is to process many transactions at a very low or zero cost, ideally. And the idea is that the members of the community do not need to know a lot of programming or economics or political science in order to develop a complementary currency system. The platform will provide the users with a set of templates that they can choose according to the goals that they have. So far we have been thinking of these 7 monetary systems that you can see here at the bottom right of the screen. So far we have 3 use cases already developed. A mutual credit system, that is a system that cooperatives can use to grant credit in a horizontal and decentralized fashion to themselves. Then we have been working on a loyalty program system, that is a system that enables, as you know, stores to give their customers a token or a reward for paying in fiat for their purchases. And we are also developing the circular economy system, a system that gives households that separate the waste at source a token that can be used to pay local taxes. So that is a system that encourages people to behave in a more sustainable way from an environmental point of view. So these 3 use cases, I mean, say the first two use cases, the mutual credit system and the loyalty system, are already developed and implemented, and the third one, the circular economy system, is being developed right now. Then we are also thinking of the development of a renewable energy system, as you know, a system that tokenizes the production of solar energy. Then a commercial credit circuit system, that is a system that gives small and medium enterprises the possibility to deal with liquidity problems in the short run. Then we are working with the time banking system. The time banking system allows people to exchange services using hours as the unit of account instead of pesos or dollars or whatever. And the last monetary system that we will be providing to our communities is the Municipality Coin, or municipality system. That is a system that the local authority will be able to issue to reward the people or its inhabitants who behave in a specific way desired by the government. Now, these are the 7 templates of monetary systems that we want to offer all the communities that decide to create their tokens on the WABA network. But there are also very important questions that you need to address when you build your own monetary system. For instance, how is the money issued and how is the money destroyed? Who is entitled to issue money? What happens is if some members of the monetary system are unable to pay off their debts? Does the system have an interest rate or not? And if so, how is the interest rate determined? Many questions that arise every time that you are working or developing a complementary monetary system. And if you don't have a protocol to answer these questions in a quick and efficient way, the monetary system gets stuck. And you cannot pause for 2 months the monetary system until you have come up with an answer to these questions that I was mentioning before. So what we intend to do in the WABA network is to provide communities not only with 7 templates of monetary systems that they can choose, but also with 5 templates of civic tech system that they will choose according to which system better reflects the way in which these communities want to make the decisions. For instance, a municipality may feel more comfortable with an autocratic way of governing the system, but the cooperatives that work with a mutual credit system may find better off with some version of democracy, either the direct democracy system or the liquid democracy system or a representative government. So it's up to the communities to choose the way in which they want to manage their monetary systems. So in practice, the platform will work like this. Communities will enter the platform, create their tokens, select the monetary system that better fits their goals, select the civic tech system that better reflects the way in which the community wants to make decisions, set up or customize an online market where all the users of this system will meet, and finally, they will be ready to launch the complementary monetary system. The last thing that I want to mention is that with some experience in the field of complementary currencies and fieldwork in the ground with communities of many kinds, what I've seen is that even if a complementary currency can be a solution to the problems of these communities, the different actors that could be part of a potential ecosystem are scattered, are not working in a joint fashion. We could say that the ecosystem could be composed of the communities, what we call complementary currency architects, that is academics or people with a lot of experience that can imagine, that can visualize the way in which a certain problem of a community can be solved by means of a complementary currency. And then we have the software developers, the people that are able to program the solution that is designed by communities and complementary currency architects. The problem right now, at least in Latin America, is that these three actors are, they don't know each other. So the use cases that we have been developing were possible because we did this job for free. We went to the communities, we tried to understand the problems, we found the complementary currency architects, and we developed a solution. But this is not a sustainable way of working. So what we are planning to do is to issue a token that tries to bring all these people together to work in a united fashion in order to come up with new monetary solutions and new civic tech solutions that are open, are ready to use by all the communities that join the network. So the idea is that when the communities enter the platform, in order to access all the services that the platform will provide, they will have to acquire a token that is called WABA.network token, WNT, and this token will be used to reward the complementary currency architects and the software developers that contribute to the growth of the platform. So if you are a software developer and you develop a new feature for, say, the mutual credit system, or if you develop a whole new civic tech system and you append it to the existing platform and you do it open source, the platform will reward you with WNT. So in this way, we expect to encourage people to work together in order to develop monetary systems, complementary monetary systems that are able to solve the three problems that I was mentioning in the beginning that makes people and communities get stuck in a situation of underdevelopment. Well, these are the three use cases that we have been working on. And well, basically, this is our team. We have a mixture of software developers, economists, social scientists. We try to have a combined approach to these problems because we think that if we do not tackle these problems in a holistic way, most probably we will fail. We need to be very open in the approach to these kinds of solutions. So basically, this is the solution that WABA.network is presenting. Thank you very much for your attention, and I, listen to your questions.
Thank you very much. Okay. In this case, we all have a seat.